Hi everybody, it is May, I don't know what day it is anymore, I'll insert the day right here. So, hey everybody, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 3 o'clock, like 3:15. I did not film this morning. I usually don't film in the mornings, especially this morning because pain was very bad. Scoliosis, and with scoliosis, chronic pain for me in my case, so this day has not been so good. I woke up, grabbed my phone, put on Hunter's music, first I started with, I don't know what songs I started with, but by the end of it, I just put on Invisible and just repeat it as I play Animal Crossing. Because I'm like, nope, I surrender, I'm putting on Invisible while I'm playing Animal Crossing, while I'm playing whatever, Paper Mario, whatever that game is on the Switch, on the online thingy-mabob. I played 2 different Mario games with Invisible on a loop, so it helped. So then after a while, I did that. I grabbed my knitting. So I've been knitting, actually. I have my knitting, actually, right here. I have my knitting right here, because I have my, I'll just fix it here a bit. I know, don't slip off the needle. I have my knitting right here. It's not in frame, but I have it over here by my Keurig, because I'm taking some medicine, and my youngest niece is here, and my youngest niece is 2. And whenever I leave my yarn unattended, she wants to grab it and take off the needles. So whenever I'm doing anything like this by the Keurig, taking a medicine, I bring my knitting with me because I do not trust my youngest niece, and I have my baby nephew. He's a baby, so as sweet little babies they are, they will grab the knitting and unravel it. Because the scarf I'm making is brightly colored, so it's very fitting to the eyes of a baby and a toddler. And also a 4-year-old, because she saw my yarn, she saw the knitting, and she wanted to help her mom. But yeah, so I'm going to do a water flush and get back to my knitting. Let me just pause this for a water flush. I got the water flush, so yeah. It's been one of those pain days where the pain's very bad, so I've been knitting a lot today, and then watching, I watched Rescue 911 on YouTube, and I also watched some other stuff, so I'm tired of watching extreme couponing while I knitted, so I went with one of my favorite shows ever. I love medical shows. I love Rescue 911 because I watched Rescue 911 on reruns. Watched Rescue 911 on reruns on TV, and then I eventually found it on YouTube. So, favorite medical show of all time. Even though Rescue 911 it started before I was born, so that's cool. Rescue 911 is very old, so it's one of my favorite shows because my dad watched it, and he thought it was very cool and groundbreaking as it was back then, the show stuff. And even, another medical show that my parents watched was ER, and they said that ER was very groundbreaking. It got a lot of stuff accurate medically. So, I've seen ER on reruns on TV. ER the show. Now, ER happened before Grey's Anatomy. Now, I've seen Grey's Anatomy on Netflix. I never finished the series because I saw spoilers of what happened to the one doctor, so I stopped watching it because I saw the spoiler of what happened to the one doctor that died on Grey's Anatomy, and I never finished watching Grey's Anatomy. I was watching it still when Dr. McDreamy was still alive, so yeah. That's all I know. So, but by the time I think the news broke in like 2014 that in the series that they got him off the show, like that he was gone. So, like I'm like, oh, I'm right in the middle of watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix. Come on. And then I kept watching it, but I got so mad that they showed a spoiler because everybody was talking about it online. I'm like, come on. I got mad. So I haven't finished watching Grey's Anatomy ever since. I love me some medical dramas. I also love watching Untold Stories of the ER. Now that's a free show. I watch on the Tubi app, and I've also watched it on Discovery? No, TLC. I was thinking, anyway, so I'm going to get my knitting out and knit and talk while I knit, so why not? So, pause the phone and get back to knitting. Alright, let me just fix my lamp here. It broke. I got duct tape in my backpack. Let me just get my other knitting needle out. I didn't leave it on my bed because I didn't want my niece to grab it. So yeah. She would have used it as a sword. She would have used it as a sword. So, let me just get this set up. So, yeah. Come on. There we go. Now I can see better. Okay, there we go. Let me just adjust this. Adjust my cup. I'm going to adjust myself, make sure my yarn isn't going to get off the hook, or the needle, yeah, so, here's progress on it. Now the one thing I'm having trouble with is my knitting is kind of turning. I don't know how to fix that. So here's the work. Here's my needle. I think yesterday's video, I think you saw me working on this purple part. So now I'm up to here. Ta-da! See? It's gonna be oh, that's so pretty when it's all back. From a distance, it looks like an argyle pattern. But, wow, that looks pretty knitted up, man. That is so pretty. I love the color rainbow. It reminds me, it's my favorite passage of the Bible of Noah and the Ark, and with the rainbow at the end, God created a rainbow. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. So now, let me get this going. So, okay, so, see, what can I talk about here? Oh, okay, so, besides, me knitting today, I started writing, I don't know what you would call it, you guys. I don't know. I collect American Girl dolls. If you cannot tell, obviously, by my channel icon. Collect American Girl dolls. And I know from some people in the American Girl doll community, older collectors, who love American Girl doll. And I've heard about this also as growing up with American Girl. I've heard where girls who have their dolls, after they read the historical books, so their historical dolls, or their Girl of the Year doll books, they want the story to continue on, and people have made up, like done stories where they've time jumped their historical doll characters where they're grown up, like Kaya and Julie, Josefina, all of them. I've heard through the grapevine of American Girl doll collectors, of longtime collectors, in the American Girl Doll community have made stories, written stories continuing on the American Girl Doll story as a grown-up, all grown up, a time jump situation. And I started doing that first with Kaya, where I started with Kaya because I don't know. Actually, my idea came about because I was watching. Actually, my idea came around around May 4th, Star Wars Day, and I commented on a video where someone did an alternate story about Queen Amidala, where she survived because she's the mom of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. So in their story, someone made an alternate story where it ended apparently good. I don't know, where Princess Leia survived, or Queen Amidala survived having her twins, because it's Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. So I commented that I liked the happy alternate ending instead of Queen Amidala dying, like in the original movie. And so I mentioned like how American Girl dolls, like mentioning where Kit Kittredge, who was from the Great Depression, grows up who was all grown up in World War II, and she could be writing newspapers for World War II. And then I mentioned also Kaya, where she's all grown up, and she's the leader of her people, and she's going by her grown-up name, Swan Circling, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't read Kaya's book series, as far as it's the 6 books, not the short stories, but just the 6 books. In one of the books, Kaya in Kaya's Hero, I don't know which book category that is, but in that book, Kaya ends up having a hero, and this woman named Swan Circling in her village. This woman, she is a strong woman of her people in her tribe, and she does very good things in Kaya's village. I know in the book with Kaya's baby cousin, the baby cousin was sick, so Swan Circling went to get medicine for her baby cousin, for Kaya's baby cousin, and in that journey, Swan Circling passed away while on the journey of getting medicine for the baby, but Swan Circling's horse made it back to get the medicine, so the men figured out that she passed on, that she was a warrior, and she did all these really cool things in Kaya's village, because she married her husband was from Kaya's tribe, and Swan Circling was from another native tribe, I believe. I don't know. I read Kaya's books a while ago, but so Kaya befriended Swan Circling before she passed away. And so, shortly after Swan Circling passed, a friend of Swan Circling or something, but as they were figuring out what to do with Swan Circling's things, a friend of Swan Circling, I don't know exactly, but the friend of Swan Circling talked to Kaya's parents, saying, you can have Swan Circling's horse, but also Swan Circling's saddle, because at that time, Kaya has not found her horse Stepsai yet. So they said Swan Circling wanted you to have her name when you grow up, Kaya, because in the Native American tribe that Kaya is from, the Nez Perce, the Neepu tribe, you have a name when you're little, like Kaya, and then when you get older, you get a grown-up name. So, Kaya, eventually, in her book, and eventually when she's all grown up, she will go by her grown-up name of Swan Circling. So, I started writing a little bit of that book story, So, I did that. I think yesterday I started doing that one for Kaya. But now Swan Circling, since Kaya's all grown up, she's going by a grown-up name now. So, I started writing a little bit of that, but then I started writing for Julie. So I calculated how old they would be during certain times. So I calculated Kaya and Julie. So I did the math here. So I put it Julie to like 1984, where she's 20? No, 19, almost 20. So I'm working on a little story there for Julie. Book one for Julie as a grown-up. Then I had the idea for... Originally, I put in the comment of that comment on the alternate story for the Princess Queen Amidala thing. So I mentioned Kit as a grown-up writing newspapers for World War II. So I started doing that. I started writing my little story on that for Kit now. So I have it where, okay, so if you guys haven't read the American Girl doll books, in Kit's book, Meet Kit, it starts with Kit writing on her typewriter in her room. So I decided to do that, where it starts with Kit as a grown-up writing on her typewriter, but at the Cincinnati Register during World War II. And as she's typing out a story for the Cincinnati newspaper in her time era of World War II as a grown-up, she's typing on her typewriter, and then her engagement ring catches a light as she's typing, and she notices it, and then she looks at it. And then she thinks of her fiancé, which obviously is Sterling, because Sterling in the book, Sterling in Kit's series is a big part of the series. Like, okay, why not? Why not have Kit marry Sterling, at least? Because I know a lot of people in the American Girl community have written similar stories about the characters all grown up, where Kit marries Sterling, or Ruby marries Sterling, all these different things. So I figured out, okay, because I remember in the end of Kit's book, Changes for Kit, in the looking back section, they said in 1941, when World War II started, when America started, entered World War II, when America got involved, Kit would have been 18 when World War II started in 1941. And I remember they said Kit would have either been a reporter for the newspaper or a nurse. So I went ahead and did that. So in my little story, I guess, I'm kind of like going off, just going with it. And so I'm putting it in, I'm just writing it on Word, on Microsoft Word app on my phone. So I'm having fun with that. So any suggestions? So in my story for Kit, I put that her mom and Mrs. Howard and Ruby are running the boarding house. And I thought, okay, besides Ruby helping out with the boarding house, the Kittredge's boarding house is still going. In my little story for Kit, but I'm wondering, did boarding houses still keep going in World War II when it happened, when it started going. I'm just wondering. Also, what job do you think Luffy would have had as a grown-up? I think she would have been a nurse. But, okay, let's see. How about, now, Uncle Hendrik, Kit's mean uncle. I'm thinking Uncle Hendrik, maybe have him be passed away, maybe. Now, Aunt Millie, she's cool, so keep Aunt Millie still around, because why not? Because Aunt Millie is cool. She's a nice lady in the books. And then maybe have, now Will. For Will, because in the book he was in the book, and then in the movie he was in the movie a hobo. So I'm thinking, World War II era. Honestly, they would had anybody who's old enough to go in World War II. They did, and same with Kit's older brother Charlie. So I'm thinking Charlie, Kit's big brother Charlie, and Kit's fiance Sterling are probably off in World War II, and probably Will Shepherd as well. Now Constance is actually county, like in the totally different in the movie, but still. So Constance, I'm trying to think what would happen with her. I'm thinking maybe she'd stay with the Kittredges, maybe, because I don't know what else to do with. Like, okay, wait, what about Constance? What about her? It's like, okay, she can stay with the Kittredges, with the women, with the Kittredges, while they're running the house, while they're running the boarding house during World War II, because I don't know what else to do there. And I'm thinking, like, okay, well, Uncle Hendrik's house. I'm thinking he was a grumpy old man, nobody liked Great Uncle Hendrik, in Kit's book, even in the movie. I don't know. So, I'm thinking, like, what should we do with Uncle Hendrik's house? Like, they could use that house for something. Because they got the boarding house, Kit's house. So maybe they can turn Uncle Hendrik's big house into a nice big boarding house. Or maybe I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas here into my little Kit American Girl doll growing up story here, guys. So I'm just going off on the seat of my pants here. I'm just talking off the wall as I'm knitting here, so. In my little story for Kit as an adult, I think she's like 21. Because, I don't know. So I'm thinking, like, okay, Kit's engaged to Sterling. Or maybe they should be married. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Maybe they can be married. Or maybe, I don't know. I'll see. So, then Julie, I have her time jump going where she's getting married. She's getting married to TJ in my little time jump story. So, unless I change it, she can still marry TJ, and maybe she can be a basketball coach for the girls' basketball at her elementary school, or she can go to college, but she can also coach basketball, girls' basketball. So I'm just now spinning out ideas besides my original idea. But either way, I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just thinking out loud here, you guys, so. Because with Julie's time jump, it's 1984. And so by then, Julie would be 19. So, there's that. I don't know how to. I can, like, tell you my idea here for Julie. Let me just fix the yarn. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Now, in Kaya's story, Kaya's, aka Swan Circling story, I put Kaya is the chief of her people, and she has 2 daughters. Now I'm thinking, okay, what can I name Kaya's 2 daughters? Like, okay, well, her nickname when she was a girl was Magpie. Thought, okay, I can I can have Kaya have twin daughters since she had twin brothers. How about Kaya / Swan Circling have twins? So she can have twins. Like, okay, well, how about one of them be named Magpie? And then another one, I think I put down the other name of her other daughter be like Cardinal or Red Cardinal. I don't know. I'm still like debating the names here. So, in the story for Kaya, or Swan, I'm going for Swan Circling because by this point she's a grown up. So, Swan Circling, she starts off, the book starts off with Swan Circling waking up, and she does the morning prayers in her teepee, and her two daughters, her twin daughters, wake up to the sound of their mother doing their morning prayers, and they hear their father playing the flute. Now, I forgot the boy that Kaya escaped with from their captives when Kaya and Speaking Rain got captured by Nami Chai, but I thought it would be a good idea that Kaya grows up and marries the boy that she escaped with, and they became friends after the fact. So, and I think Kaya has a crush on him anyway, so I thought, like, okay, perfect. Kaya can marry him. Kaya is now Swan Circling. She marries her husband. He's also the chief, and so I figured, like, okay, perfect. Kaya can live with her husband's tribe now. So there's that. So then I thought, okay, so after that, Kaya takes her daughters to bathe in the river, and she supervises them. She's supervising the girls bathing in the river. And she sees one of her nieces, which I'm thinking maybe it could be Speaking Rain's daughter or Brown Deer's daughter. I have not decided yet, you guys. Like, this is how far I'm going with this, because I remember bits and pieces of Kaya's book here, because I read Kaya's series all the way through books 1 through 6. And now, Speaking Rain, I cannot decide what kind of a grown-up name to give Speaking Rain, because I don't know what. I mean, Speaking Rain's a pretty cool character, you guys. Like, she's one of my favorite American Girl best friend characters besides Nellie here. So, I can't think of. I was thinking Weaving, giving her a grown-up name that goes with Weaving, because Speaking Rain in the books is very good at weaving. Even though she's blind, she's really good at weaving. And she also takes care of her other mom, her other adopted mom that saved her when Speaking Rain escaped. This woman took her in, this older lady. I believe they called her White Braids. Just a second, guys.